Hello, everyone out there in the void. Well, Miles' Manga Dio review really took off, didn't it? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch that lightning again, but there are a lot of other classic animes that are going to be popping up through my reviews. So, I wonder how many of those are going to catch on. I doubt this one will, but away we go. And that is Adventures of Mini Goddess. So, this is a spin off series to Oh My Goddess, which has largely. It's not a series that people talk about or remember, but back in the day, it was one of the mainstay tentpole series of anime that got people into things. Back when there weren't as many animes that were being Americanized, and Oh My Goddess was one of the earlier ones. So that's early 90s. I think fairly early 90s. I'm trying to remember the exact time frame there. Yeah, fairly early 90s. Anyway, this, however, Mini Goddesses was a spin off circa 1998, more of hailing off of the. Originally, when it came out over here as a short OVA series, and then later in the late 90s, but mid 90s, then it did a movie, and then late 90s, it did a whole actual proper series. This was kind of spinning off of that. Though this actually had its own manga series already at the time, also. If you don't know the plot to Oh My Goddess, you don't really need to because it has nothing to do with the series. But just for completionist's sake, Oh My Goddess focuses around a college kid who, when trying to order takeout, accidentally calls a goddess hotline, and a goddess appears, offering to grant him one wish. Thinking this is a prank, he just wishes for her to be his girlfriend, and well, then that happens. And later, her two sisters show up, each trying to either encourage them or break them up, and it kind of goes from there. Now, this series is not really tied into that main plot at all. This is kind of a cutesy what if scenario for when the main character Keiji is just away. What the goddesses are just doing hanging around the temple that they live in, so they shrink themselves down to a couple inches high and just hang out with the rats and just goof off. And that's pretty much the series. It's 48 episodes long, but each episode is only like 7 minutes, so they're very short. It's just this little omake series, essentially. Following our four leads, which for the main series, Belldandy is kind of the main goddess, with all the other characters more taking a backseat role. However, here, she is barely in this. She usually just appears just to smile, look pleasant, and then say, I'm going to go make some tea, and just walks away. And it's kind of more portrayed as a little bit ditzier. Her older sister, Erd, actually seems to take more of the main lead here, of being the main troublemaker who's just trying to enjoy herself and slack off, while Schooled is just busy trying to make random inventions that just go haywire. And then they also hang out with Ganchan, or Mitsuo Iwata, the only character in the series in this series with a last name. All right, so, and that's pretty much it. It's just them goofing off with a series of what ifs. So the AC is on the fritz, so the place is icing over. They have to climb the mountains up to get it. I mean, really, they could just turn back to normal size and switch it off, but they're just going for it. And it's just kind of, it gets like just a bunch of surreal vignettes. So the rat ate something moldy, now he's turning into a giant Godzilla-based mold monster. Things like that. They form a rock band for a 3-episode stretch. Sure. It's silly, it's pointless, it's fluff, but it's cute and entertaining though. So it's not terrible, but it's completely unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to this main series. It's a good time waster. For this one, like, the characters are never like out of character, but they're never exactly in character. They're definitely caricatures of themselves from the main series. I don't really know what else to say of this. I will say the themes, the two different ending themes, are very catchy. Those are definitely worthwhile. But I don't even know what else to say. It's a fluff spin-off. I'll get 4 MacGuffins. It's a good curiosity series, but it's hardly worth actively seeking out. I don't even know if this is readily available anywhere anymore. I ended up picking up these years ago from a used store, volume by volume. I just picked these up for like less than $10 a pop. I have no idea how easy this thing is to even find anymore. And I doubt it's streaming. But if you're curious, you might be able to find it. Alright, that's all on Adventures of Mini Goddess. I do have actually then all of the OVA, the movie, and 2 seasons, which I think is the mainstay of the Oh My Goddess series, so I will be reviewing those at some point. It's just I wasn't going to be watching those alone, and I'm embroiled in watching through other longer running series first, so it's on the docket. I'll get to it. But this one was the one that I was like, yeah, I can just watch this on my own and clear that out. Alright, Lloyd. Take care.